Hey, I'm going to give you a real quick walkthrough of x3AP. Uh, right now I'm in my Astraeus. It's an M7. It's a frigate carrier class. So it has 7 ships on it. Each of these ships I can fly or just tell them to take off and protect me. Um, we'll look at the Venti here. Click on it, select info.
The Venti heavy fighter can largely be found guarding OTAS headquarters. Its powerful armaments make it more than suitable for this task.
So we can see the aspects. I've put shields on it, and energy bolt cannons. There's 10 on the front of it. It's a badass. A couple different kinds of missiles, mosquito and silkworm. We can look those up in the encyclopedia. I'll show you that in a minute. It gives me the speed, shielding, types of weapons that can be put on it, types of missiles, types of extensions that are on. Right now I have engine tuning, makes it faster. Cargo bay extension, obvious. Commodity logistics software. That shows, that allows me to put a pilot in it and tell it to go out and sell stuff or buy stuff. Docking computer to help me dock quicker. Duplex scanner is better radar. Fight command software Mark 1 and Mark 2 are required to give different commands to the ship. A jump drive, obvious. Freight scanner allows me to scan other ships for illegal wares and contraband. Navigation command software Mark 1 gives me extra commands. I can tell a ship to go to a certain position on the grid, for instance. The rest of this I won't go over. Speaking of the grid, this is the galaxy map, and you can see there's quite a few sectors. If I want to look at a sector, I can type its first 3 letters, for instance, distant clouds, and I can go into that. Now this is the sector map from that galaxy map. This is my home sector, so there's a lot of stuff there. All this green is me. These are different ships and equipment docks and trading complexes. Let's take a look at this trading complex. This is 100 different stations, all interconnected to create one station. I'll fly to it and show it to you in a moment. I can look at the info on any of these ships, so I could tell this ship, I could go to orders to its command console, and I can go into navigation, combat, trade, fleet, or special commands. I could go to navigation and just say jump to me, or I could tell it to dock at a station or fly to one of the sectors, and it'll either fly or jump depending on what I tell it to do. I can set up its turrets to either do missile defense or attack capitals in this case. Give the fire probability of missiles so it won't use them up too quick. Determine whether it auto jumps.
Emergency signal from Profit Center Alpha.
Okay, there's an emergency signal from one of my satellites. So I'm going to go into my universe map and go to Profit Center Alpha. Here I have an advanced satellite, and we can see there's a pirate harrier at one of the stations. He's probably attacking it, but that's not my station, so I don't care. It belongs to the Teledi. So let's just look at the info on the pirate harrier.
Because the Teledi Bat was the slowest M5 of its class, it was retired and replaced with the Teledi Harrier. Although the Harrier is more profitable, it has not improved on its speed very much.
So we can see this ship isn't completely upgraded. It's just a pirate ship, so they haven't put a lot of money into it. It gives you the shield hull laser figures here. I'm not worried about that ship. I don't have any of my own ships in this sector, just my advanced satellite to track it. The reason I have an advanced satellite is because, for instance, this computer plant and is that. And this Teledy trading station, I want to send my merchant ships to go and trade in those places. So let's take a look at my merchant ships. If one of my merchant ships goes into that sector and that pirate starts to attack it, it'll notify me and I'll go and kick its ass. So right now I'm looking at warships only. I'm going to go into my options and say I don't want to look at warships, I want to look at transports. And
emergency signal from Perdition's End.
Here's my merchant ships, and it shows me here under current order what they're doing. One of them's returning home to a complex to pick up more wares to sell. One's delivering commodities. I can go and look directly at that ship. I can see there it is. It's getting ready to go to my equipment dock 01. I just got an emergency signal, but I wasn't listening to it. There's one of the planets. That looks decent, but not as good as some, because it's so colorful and weird. But the ship I'm in, it's an M7 carrier class frigate. I'm going to look at the external. Right now I'm close to a gate. That's actually really large, but I'm not very close to it. So here's the dark side of the ship. Zoom in on it. Here's the dark side of the ship, and there's the side that's facing the sun in the system. This is actually a pretty large ship. It's hard to tell right now because there's nothing next to it, so you can't really tell the scale. This isn't the largest ship, it's like a medium-sized ship. So right now I'm in the bridge, looking out. I'm using my
emergency signal from Merchant Haven.
Going to Merchant Haven. Nothing to worry about. So I'm looking around with my track IR now. One cool thing, I can switch to a turret on the ship. You can see the turret down there spinning. And this is an area of effect turret. Switch to another turret. Different kind of area of effect turret. I can switch to a laser turret. Those are devastating. But I think what I'm going to do is get in one of my fighters and show you the scale of this ship. So I just flew out of that hangar bay right there. This is the ship that I was just flying, but now I'm in a fighter and deployed from the M7 carrier I was just flying. And as I fly around it, I'm actually not getting too close because I don't want to hit it, but you can kind of see the scale of the ship that I was just flying. It's hard to tell when there's nothing around you though. It's large. Not the largest. About a medium-sized frigate. Here's one of the guns I was just firing from.
Emergency signal from Profit Center Alpha.
Let's see what's going on in Profit Center. Just a Harrier. Alright, so I'm going to head down to this gate. I'm going to go into my home sector, which is distant clouds, and show you around.
Singularity engine time accelerator not installed.
Ah, that's not good. Means I can't accelerate time to make this quicker, but that's alright. So I'm going to fly through this gate. Those lights show you if somebody's already flying through it. You can actually collide with people if you don't follow the traffic laws. So this sector is going to be kind of jumpy because there's a lot of stuff here. A lot of stations, a lot of enemy ships.
Entering system, or, distant clouds.
Allied ships, I should say. So there's some, you can see over to the right, there's some asteroids. Those blue outlined ships are Allied ships. They're boron. All the green outlined ships are that's my fleet. You can see that light over there. Someone just jumped. So